used it in the council meeting last night, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, it is 2 o'clock, so we are going to call the Riverside Transit Agency regular meeting of the Board of Directors to order at 2 p.m. I want to thank you all for joining us via Zoom again on Thursday, April 22nd. Before we begin, please ensure that you are in a quiet environment with no background noise and mute your phone or your device until called upon to speak. We will continue the way we have been doing this with calling on each group separately so that everybody gets a chance to speak. And with that, we will go to our clerk, Joan, and she will read the special notice.
Thank you. On March 4, 2020, Governor Newsom proclaimed a state of emergency in California as a result of the threat of COVID-19. Public gatherings are to be limited. Further, on March 18, 2020, Governor Newsom temporarily suspended the Brown Act requirements pertaining to telephonic conferencing of local government meetings and the requirement to have at least one physical location available to the public for purposes of attending the meeting. As such, RTA has opted to conduct the April 22nd, 2021 meeting via teleconference.
Thank you. And would you now call the roll call?
Yes. Alberto Sanchez, City of Banning.
Here.
Ray Santos, City of Beaumont.
Here.
Linda Molina, City of Calamasa.
Here.
Jeremy Smith, City of Canyon Lake. Jim Steiner, City of Corona.
Here.
Jocelyn Yao, City of Eastville.
Here.
Linda Krupa, City of Hemet.
Here.
Brian Berkson, City of Harupa Valley. I think I saw him. Timothy J. Sheridan, City of Lake Elsinore.
Here.
Dean Dinas, City of Menifee.
Here.
David Marquez, City of Moreno Valley.
Here.
Scott Vinton, City of Murrieta.
Here.
Ted Hoffman, City of Norco.
Here.
Malcolm Corona, City of Paris.
I'm here.
Andy Melendres, City of Riverside.
Here.
Alonzo Ledesma, City of San Jacinto. Zach Schwank, City of Temecula.
Here.
Bridget Moore, City of Wildemar.
Here.
Jerry Sinsich, County of Riverside, District 1.
Here.
Karen Spiegel, County of Riverside, District 2.
Here.
Michelle DeArmond, County of Riverside, District 3.
Here.
And Art Welch, County of Riverside, District 5.
Here.
Chair Krupa, you have a quorum. Participants, please remember to remute your device.
Thank you,
This is
Joan.
Brian Burks, Harupa Valley, just checking in a few moments late.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Director Burton.
Okay, we are going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Zach, I know this is taking you right on, but if you would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, it would be my honor. Everyone, please stand and place a flag if you have one. I believe we do put one on the screen from time to time. So please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. You may be seated.
Thank you so much. Actually, that went quite well. Okay, and I do see that Director Ledesma has also joined us. Joan?
Thank you, Chair Krupa. I have noted him.
And with that, we will go on to public comment for non-agenda items. Joan, please read the directions for the public comment.
Yes. Members of the public may address the board regarding any item within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. However, no action may be taken on off-agenda items unless authorized by law. Comments shall be limited to matters not listed on the agenda. Members of the public may comment on any matter listed on the agenda at the time that the board considers that matter. Each person's presentation is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes.
Joan, have you received any requests in writing?
Yes, Chair Krupa. I have received a request to speak from Keith White, who would like his comment read by staff.
Please do that.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, RTA board members. Most of you know who I am, and some of you know my daughter Melissa when she was born. I am pleased to report she will be having surgery on May 4th to correct a crooked arm she has had since birth. My daughter has special needs, but is high functioning and was involved in the travel training program at RTA and now rides the bus a lot. I also got some good news that my other daughter, Crystal, has now been fully vaccinated. I want to thank RTA for being there for me. You are like my second family, including the RTA staff and RTA board members. Thank you for your time. Sincerely yours, Keith White, RTA writer and advocate.
Very good. Thank you so much. And Mr. White, Keith, if you're on, thank you for always contributing towards the better good of RTA. Is there anyone else on the line that would like to make comments on non-agenda items? Hearing none, the public comment portion for items not listed on the agenda is now closed. Although the group assignments have not changed, Joan, would you please read them off to refresh everybody's memory?
Yes, thank you, Chair Krupa. In Group 1, Alberto Sanchez, Ray Santos, Linda Molina, Bridget Moore, and Alonzo Ledesma. In Group 2, Jeremy Smith, Jim Steiner, Timothy J. Sheridan, Dean Dinas, Scott Vinton, and Zach Schwank. In Group 3, Jocelyn Yao, Brian Berkson, David Marquez, Ted Hoffman, Malcolm Corona, and Andy Melendres. And in Group 4, Karen Spiegel, Jerry Sinsich, Michelle DeArmond, and Art Welch.
Very good, thank you. And now I have the pleasure of introducing two drivers who have done some amazing things behind the wheel. Being a coach operator is hard enough, but these drivers have gone the extra mile to assist customers in need. Their heroic actions reflect RTA's core values of safety and customer service. And for that, we salute them. First, we will honor Deborah Walker. Every year, RTA drivers find dozens of missing persons, proving time and again that they do so much more than just move people from place to place. This is just what happened on the evening of November 28, when a senior citizen boarded Deborah Walker's bus in Paris. When the Route 27 bus rolled into the Galleria at Tyler in Riverside, all the customers got off the bus, except one. The elderly woman walked to the front of the bus and told Deborah that she was confused and needed help. Knowing customer service is one of our core values, Deborah didn't hesitate to take action. After some discussion, she learned that the woman was from Hemet and actually wanted to go to Temecula and didn't even have a phone to contact her family. Deborah took out her own phone and, with the woman's help, contacted her caretaker, who said she had been missing since that morning and her family and police had been looking for her. Deborah then called the Hemet police and explained she had found the missing woman and that she was safe and sound. Thanks to Deborah's quick thinking and professionalism, the woman was safely reunited with her family. Nice job, Deborah. As a token of our appreciation, please accept this Hero Award on behalf of the Riverside Transit Agency Board of Directors. Congratulations. And is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, thank you very much, everyone. It's really just what I do. I couldn't let her go knowing that she was in trouble. But it feels even better knowing that I work for a company that understands that and appreciates that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Deborah, and congratulations again. Next, we will honor Melinda Serafin. Thanks to a mix of quick thinking, teamwork, and razor-sharp observation skills, another Riverside Transit Agency coach operator has reunited a missing person with his family. On Monday afternoon of April 12th, police contacted RTA to notify us about a man who had been missing from his Murrieta home since that morning. As part of standard procedure, RTA dispatch passed along the message to all coach operators on the road, asking them to be on the lookout for a white male named John, who was in his 40s and walked with a limp due to his disability. Coach operator Melinda Serafin was driving her Route 1 bus when she heard the message on the radio. The 10-year veteran driver was nearing the end of her shift when she pulled into a bus stop in downtown Riverside. That's when she spotted a man fitting the description standing at the stop. Melinda called his name and John turned around. Melinda told him that people were looking for him and asked him if he wanted a ride. John quietly boarded the bus and they began their trip. Along the way, at each bus stop, Melinda would call out to John and ask if he was okay and remind him that they were almost there. About 20 minutes later, when the bus pulled into its final stop at UCR, an RTA supervisor was there to help with the situation. Melinda and the supervisor waited with John for police to arrive and take him back to his family. Thanks to Melinda's professionalism, the man was reunited with his family for a happy ending. Thank you so much for all you do, Melinda. As a token of our appreciation, please accept this award on behalf of the Riverside Transit Agency Board of Directors for a job well done. Thank you. And would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you and congratulations. We appreciate you so much. There we go. And thank you, Larry and Joan, for doing that. Congratulations, ladies. You are really appreciated. And with that, we will go on to item number 6, which is approval of the minutes of the March 25th, 2021 board meeting. Does anyone have any comments on the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. Joan, did you get that?
I did not, Chair Kripa.
I believe the motion to approve was from San Jacinto, and the second was from Moreno Valley.
Yes. Yes, sure.
Very good. I got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, are there any no's? Are there any abstentions? Oh, I'm trying to figure out my screen here. Okay, there were no no's and no abstentions, so the motion does pass. Thank you. There. Bear with me, I'm trying to regulate my screen.
While we wait for you, I want to congratulate you. What an amazing job you're doing, Linda. Just recognizing all of us by the voice. I can figure out what my name is.
Never forget your board members. You are all so important. And with that, we'll go on to item number 7, which is the consent calendar. All items will be approved by one motion unless there is one that is removed for discussion by board members or a member of the public for a specific item. Does anyone from Group 1 wish to pull an item for discussion? Group 2? Group 3?
Marina Valley.
You want to pull an item?
Yes, I'd like to have two questions for item number 8.
Okay. Let's just take the question right now and then we can go on.
Madam Chair, I believe that's the regular calendar and not the consent item number 8.
Oh, you're right.
My correction. I'll wait to the regular calendar.
Okay, very good. And that was group 3. Is there anyone in group 4 that wishes to pull an item? Is there anyone from the public wishing to pull an item from the consent calendar for discussion? Hearing none, I'd like a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Move approval.
Tennessee,
Second.
second.
Okay, that is, did you get that, Joan?
I did, Chair Krupa.
Thank you
District
very-
5, motion to approve. Sanya Santos, second.
Right.
Correct.
Are there any noes? Are there any abstentions? That motion then passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to item 8. Authorization to issue a purchase order to Clever Devices to implement a speed limit module on all fixed route revenue vehicles. Natalie Zaragoza will present. Natalie?
Good afternoon, and thank you, Chair Krupa. My name is Natalie Zaragoza, and I'm the agency's Chief Procurement and Logistics Officer. The item before you this afternoon is a request for authorization to issue a purchase order to Clever Devices to implement a speed limit module on all fixed route revenue vehicles. As we all know, speeding is one of the more dangerous driving habits both on city streets and on highways. Towards the end of 2019, it was suggested by the chair of the board of directors at that time, who was Bridget Moore, the staff look into available technologies that could spotlight speeding and use it as a tool to encourage good driving habits. Staff found several technologies out in the marketplace, one of which was chosen to be used during a demonstration over the summer months of 2020. This technology was a Verizon product and was easy to implement as a trial on 2 of the agency's support vehicles. It utilizes GPS data along with speed limit information to provide after-the-fact reports to management to then review and determine the appropriate course of action for the specific incident. At the time of the trial period, staff chose to implement this service on all support vehicles and work trucks. The Verizon product works very well on these vehicles and provides management a tool with which to encourage good driving habits. As stated in the staff report, approximately 7 years ago, the agency purchased and equipped all fixed route revenue vehicles with a variety of hardware and software components, which collectively are known as Intelligent Transportation System, or ITS equipment. Neither support vehicles nor work trucks were equipped or included in this project and outfitted with the ITS equipment, as the main objectives of that project were ridership related. Last summer, it was learned that the company from which the agency purchased its ITS system, Clever Devices, was in the final testing phase of a new software module that could be integrated into the current ITS system. Unlike the Verizon product, Clever's new software module has the ability to give real-time alerts to both the operator and to dispatch for speed violations. Called Speed Limit, the module accesses the ITS system's main computer and uses the GPS location data generated on board to pinpoint the vehicle's exact location. It then utilizes a database of speed limit information to determine whether the vehicle is moving at the proper speed for that location. The point at which an alert is sent out is configurable by the agency. It can be at either 1 mile per hour or 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, or somewhere in between. The real-time alerts are received on board the vehicle by its main computer and are displayed on the MDT screen to alert the operator. These alerts are also relayed to the agency's dispatch office. The objective with the addition of this software module is to effectively ensure operators are utilizing safe driving habits. Because the revenue vehicles already have the equipment that facilitates the use of real-time alerts, the Clever Devices solution is viewed as the optimum approach for these vehicles to both alert the operator in real time and to safeguard the agency's passengers. While the Clever Devices solution has upfront costs of over $126,000, the Clever Devices' ongoing maintenance and support costs were lower when compared with the ongoing Verizon subscription cost when you hypothetically apply them to the fixed route revenue fleet. See page 62 in your agenda for these details. As always, procurement staff did an analysis of the pricing offered by Clever Devices to ensure its compliance with FTA regulations. Through this analysis, it was determined that attempting to reprocure the Clever Devices type system to include a speed limit functionality, along with all of the other ITS system functionalities, would be infeasible, and the agency would also incur a substantial duplication of costs. Therefore, the action before you today is to approve and recommend this item as follows. Authorize staff to issue a purchase order to Clever Devices to implement a speed sensor module on all fixed route revenue vehicles in the amount of $116,629 plus 8.75% tax for a total amount of $126,834.04. Chair, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much, Natalie. Are there any questions or comments from group one?
Chair?
Yes, Bridget.
Yes, I'd just like to thank staff. So we know like in our government world, sometimes how things move slow, but actually this moved very quickly. And I just want to thank staff for looking into this and now possibly implementing this. So this is a great thing, I think, for all of us.
Thank you. Anyone else from group one? Group two? Group three?
Moreno Valley, Chair.
There you go. Go ahead.
Now, I have two questions. First one is, how does the system keep appraised of speed limit changes on the network? And two, what if there's a time of day speed limit change, such as school or construction zones? Will the system be able to distinguish between the variable speeds?
Thank you, Director Marquez.
Hello, Director Marquez. This is Rick Kazarowski, the Chief Technology Officer. This system uses the speed limits that are known in the databases, like the Google databases, that are fed through the cities that submit the data to them. I do not believe it is aware of construction changes, but in any event of a violation, our staff goes out and investigates the speed limit to verify that the speed limit that we reported the driver is violating is actually what was posted on that area. So it's not meant as a discipline tool off the bat, it's meant as a training tool. And we do go verify that with eyes on the street to make sure that's what has been reported. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yeah, it does, sure does. Thank you very much.
All right.
And thank you, staff. I want to thank staff also.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, David.
No, that's okay.
Anyone else from from group three? Group four? Okay. Joan, did you receive any requests to speak on this?
Chair Krupa, I have not received any requests in writing.
All right. Is there anyone on the line, a member of the public, that would like to make a comment on this item? Seeing none or hearing none, I need a motion to approve this item.
Moreno Valley.
Moreno Valley is moving approval. Is there a second? Wildemar, I believe, came in as a second on that. And thanks to Bridget for bringing this forward to RTA. Okay, are there any no's? Are there any abstentions? That motion passes unanimously. And again, thank you to past Chair Moore for bringing this item up and to staff for working on it so quickly to get it to us for approval. Item number 9 is authorization to enter into a purchase and sale agreement with the City of Riverside for the purchase of property identified as Assessor's Parcel Number 215-341-009 and grant of easement to the City of Riverside for Assessor's Parcel Number 215-341-011. Natalie Zaragoza will present this also.
Thank you again, Chair Krupa. The item before you this afternoon is twofold. First is a request for authorization to enter into a purchase and sale agreement with the City of Riverside for their parcel on Vine Street. and the second is to grant the city of Riverside an easement for the relocation of their water well. This purchase is a culmination of a vision for the relocation and construction of a new transit hub that has been under discussion for years and was included under a 2015 comprehensive operational analysis study. In 2016, RCTC conveyed 2 very small parcels to the agency on Vine Street. Then in 2017, the city transferred 2 larger Vine Street parcels to the agency while keeping the parcel that contained their well site in the middle. This property transfer coincided with the agency discontinuing its use of the city's downtown terminal and transferring its routes to on-street stops and transfers. Concurrently, a temporary layover transfer stop was set up on one of the new Vine Street parcels for use while the new transit hub was designed and constructed. In 2019, conceptual plans were initiated for the final design and construction of a permanent transit hub on Vine Street across from the Metrolink station. Agency staff met with the city and Riverside Public Utilities staff on a number of occasions to discuss the city's remaining parcel of land on Vine Street with the water well. Because of the well's small footprint, the original idea had been to obtain an easement from the city and then design a transit hub around the well. Discussions with city staff advised that periodically, every 2 to 3 years, RPU staff would need the ability to close off a small area outside the well so that maintenance could be performed. Because the city's parcel is right in the middle of the parcels owned by the agency, discussions then turned to the city and the agency switching their respective ownership of the 2 parcels. Ultimately, it was determined that it would be most beneficial for the agency to purchase the city's well site and then grant the city an easement on the agency's parcel that currently serves as a temporary layover operations facility. This way, the city could simply relocate its well and be on the periphery of the design area of the transit hub. Easement would be for a small area to contain the well and also a driveway to provide access to the property by RPU staff. The attachments following the staff report in your agenda today show how the new well location will then be at the far end of the transit hub, eliminating the need to design around it. As was discussed last month during the presentations for the Canyon Crest Bus Stop Improvements Project, the Vine Street Mobility Hub is a component of the city's Transformative Climate Communities Grant Award. While the city receives $30 million for its downtown redevelopment under this grant award, the agency itself will receive $1.6 million towards the construction cost of the Vine Street Mobility Hub and an additional $752,600 for transit passes. The Vine Street Mobility Hub will serve as the essential component for future multimodal transportation, addressing the mobility needs and quality of life needs of the region. Not only through the provision of a centralized area offering bus and rail travel between multiple agencies, but with the aesthetic enhancements planned for the site, which will include benches, shelters, drought-tolerant landscaping, and integration with city bike lanes. The parcel to be acquired is approximately 23,958 square feet, or about a half an acre. The negotiated price and deal points of the purchase and sale agreement are in compliance with the agency's policies, and the purchase price of the property is the fair market value of the property based upon an appraisal performed by a certified appraisal firm. Therefore, the action before you today is to approve and recommend this item as follows. Authorize staff to enter into a purchase and sale agreement with the City of Riverside for the purchase of property identified as assessor's parcel number 215-341-009. And next, authorize the grant of an easement to the City of Riverside for assessor's parcel number 215-341-011. Authorize payment for the property title and escrow fees of $406,615. Authorize a $30,000 deposit into an escrow account to be used by Riverside Public Utilities for their well relocation costs. Authorize use of contingency funds in an amount not to exceed $5,000 for any unanticipated costs. Chair, that concludes our presentation.
Thank you, Natalie. Are there any questions or comments from Group 1? Group 2?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Natalie. Just for my edification, attachment 1 seems to show the well area a little further north than where the other 2 show it. Is that because it's an older exhibit, or was that where it originally was?
Director, I'm sorry, was that Scott?
Yes, it was.
Sorry, Director. No, I think it's just a different perspective perhaps. The points 2 and 3 are from the freeway. What's going to happen is the well area is now going to be at the very end of the transit property, and that really comes out much better in attachments 2 and 3. You can see it at the very end of the transit hub. It's planned.
Okay.
Whereas the attachment 1 is kind of a schematic of it.
Yeah, it just showed it more at the entrance of the driveway, more aligned with the entrance of the driveway rather than more in the middle, kind of where the DG parking is shown.
Sure, it's just a conceptual plan.
That's what I thought. Okay. Just want to confirm. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott. Anyone else from group 2? Group 3?
Madam Chair, I do have a comment. This is Commissioner Melendrez.
Yes, go ahead.
First of all, I want to thank our RTA staff for their patience in getting this done and all the outreach they've done in our community to make sure that the community is well aware and is informed as much as possible about the RTA layover station in the area. They've done an exceptional job and will continue to engage in the community. We just finished up with a virtual view of this and receiving comments for a 5-day period from the 15th of April to the 20th of April. So I think they've done an excellent job, and I know they'll continue to do so in the coming months. So with that item, I move to approve the item and staff recommendation. Thank you,
Okay. Thank you. And when we get to that, we will make sure that the motion to approve comes from you. Is there anyone else from group 3? Group 4?
Yes, Madam Chair. This is Jerry Sinsich. I do have a quick question. Will any of the well water, once it's relocated, once the well is relocated, be utilized to irrigate the landscaping for the transit hub?
It's a great question, Director Sinsich. No, it's my belief that the water is used by Riverside Public Utilities. It's for irrigation purposes, but down goes to another area. I'm not sure.
Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Director Sinsich, if I can just add to that. So the well that the property that we're purchasing, that well has been out of commission for a long time, so they're not using it for anything. But before, they were using it for water for the orange groves down over on Victoria. And so the new well that they're going to be building, I believe they're proposing to put water down that way again to the orange groves.
Okay. No, thank you for that information.
Okay. Anyone else from group 4? Okay. Joan, did you receive any requests to speak in writing?
Chair Krupa, I have not received any requests to speak.
Okay. Is there anyone on the line that would like to make comments on item number 9? Okay, hearing none, we do have a motion to approve from Director Andy Melendrez of Riverside.
Moreno Valley.
And there's a second by David Marquez of Moreno Valley. Are there any no's? Are there any abstentions? Hearing none, that motion passes unanimously. And thank you, staff, again for a job well done. Going on to item number 10, resolution to authorize filing of application for fiscal year 2021 low carbon transit operations program funds for the $5 fare promotion. Kristen Warsinski will present. Kristen?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chair Krupa, members of the board. My name is Kristen Warsinski, and I'm the Director of Planning. The item before you today is a request to approve the application for fiscal year 2021 Low Carbon Transit Operations Program, or LCTOP funds, for a $5 fare promotion. The Cap and Trade LCTOP is one of several programs established by Senate Bill 862 in 2014. It's a formulaic program, and it's funded by continuous appropriations of 5% of the yearly earnings of the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund. The program is administered by Caltrans in coordination with CARB and with the State Controller's Office. The focus of the program is to provide capital and operating assistance to transit agencies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and improve mobility with an emphasis on disadvantaged communities. The agency has been apportioned $1.2 million of FY21 LC top funds. A resolution approved by the Board of Directors is required to submit this grant application. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, RTA's ridership has decreased approximately 70%. To promote a return to public transportation, staff recommends utilizing the funds for the following program. $1,167,000 to fund a $5 30-day pass promotion for the month of October 2021. Passengers will be able to purchase a 30-day pass for only $5 and use it for all fixed route services, including commuter link services. Participants will have unlimited use for 30 days from the date of activation or through November 30th, whichever comes first. Passes will be primarily sold on the mobile ticketing app to drive its usage. For dial-a-ride passengers, a $5 10 ticket book will be sold, and they will have through November 30th, 2021 to use those 10 tickets. The agency is also requesting $33,000 to be used towards marketing expenses to promote this program and mobile ticketing. With low ridership being a prominent issue throughout the pandemic, anything that we can do to encourage a mode shift back to public transportation will be important in the coming fiscal year. This promotion will help the agency build ridership by encouraging both new and existing riders to use public transportation and to take more trips. I did want to mention really quickly that last month we did an extension of the free fares for youth and college riders, if you'll remember, through July 22nd of 2020, July 30th of 2022. Therefore, the college and youth passengers would not utilize the $5 fare program. They're already receiving free monthly passes. So that frees up a little bit more of the money to pay for general, senior, disabled, and veteran passengers. So we did remove the college and youth ridership from the estimates for this grant. In order to capture long-term ridership, it will be pertinent that the agency be able to efficiently meet any increased demand so that new and returning passengers have a positive experience. Therefore, this project is contingent on the agency having sufficient capacity on its vehicles. Staff will evaluate ridership and capacity in the coming months, and this promotion will be delayed if service can't meet demand. So basically, we want to invite people to come back to transit, but we don't want to invite them back to transit if then our buses are full and they're left at a bus stop, because then we're just going to lose them again. So the idea is that our capacity, we're assuming our capacity will be opened up by October, and that we'll have the room to support this increase in ridership. And if we don't, then we might have to put this off a little bit. The FY21 LC Top Grant will provide a total of $1,167,000 in fare revenues to the agency for the month of October 2021 and fund $33,000 worth of marketing expenses. This item was discussed at the Board Administration and Operations Committee meeting on April 7th, 2021. The committee members unanimously approved and recommended this item to the full Board of Directors for their consideration. The recommendation before you is as follows. Approve resolution number 2021-04 and authorize the board chair to execute the resolution on behalf of the agency. Authorize the chief executive officer or assigned designee to file the application and execute the certifications and assurances for the FY21 LC Top funds. Thank you, Chair Krupa. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Kristen. Are there any questions or comments from Group 1? Group 2? Group 3? Group 4? Joan, did you receive any requests to speak in writing?
Yes, Chair Krupa. I received a written request from Keith White, who asked his comment be read by staff.
Please do that.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, RTA board members. I love this new marketing program to get our riders back. I would like to voice my approval and ask the board to pass this item. Thank you for your time. Sincerely yours, Keith White, RTA rider and advocate.
Thank you, Joan, and thank you, Mr. White. Is there anyone else on the line that would like to make a comment on this item?
This is Brian Burke from Narupa Valley. I think I missed my group number.
That's okay, Brian. If you have a comment, please make it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I think that's a great idea. I think the people who might have used it are ones that get 2 of them, and one starts theirs October 1st and they start their second one October 31st. So they kind of can get 2 free months out of, or 2 $5 months out of it. Not sure if that's something we are concerned about or not. The other thing was, are we combining this with some sort of a welcome back campaign? Maybe some, something on the buses or something on billboards or something that says, come, welcome back in October, something like that. Is that part of this, or could it be considered to be something we could do?
Director, this is Larry Rubio. I'd like to call on Jim Neepkins, our marketing director, to explain how this is going to work.
Thank you, Larry. Director Berkson, good question. So to address your first question, customers will only be able to make one purchase. Once they place that purchase, their phone number, I don't want to say blacklisted, but they can't make a second purchase. So they'll only be able to make one purchase, whether it's in the same month or not. Yes, it is our intent that, assuming the economy or the ridership is starting to come back, the economy is open, people are able to start riding freely, and that we have the capacity. That's the big issue at this point, whether we can put people on the buses because of our 6-foot distancing. But if all of that opens up, yes, marketing will plan a very aggressive outreach to let people know that we're back on board. Chair Bridget Moore has tagged that tagline. So that is our intent, to have a very aggressive marketing plan to welcome people back, and more importantly, to let them know that it's safe to ride the bus. And that would be part of this promotion. If we're not able to welcome them back, I think Kristen indicated, we will delay this promotion until we can accommodate, because we don't want to have a promotion where we can't truly welcome them back on the bus. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, it definitely does, and I appreciate that Steph's got the foresight to make sure that you don't just offer it, but you offer it so that people understand it's a big deal, and it's a big way to attract that ridership that's been away for so long. So thank you, appreciate the answers.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to make a comment?
Yes, I would.
Okay, Glenn?
Yes. The question is regarding routes that are currently temporarily not being utilized because of the pandemic. Is there an expectation that such routes, including the Oceanside to Temecula route, is there a chance that will be restored by this date, by October of 2021?
Chair Krupa, I can take that one. This is Kristen Wersinski, the Director of Planning. Hi, Glenn.
Hi.
B17, we're looking at it. I don't see a demand for that, but our whole service plan would be coming next month to the board as part of our short range transit plan. And then from there, we'll just be watching demand and seeing if there's a demand for it. The commuter links, what we're seeing right now is that a lot of people who normally took the bus or the train every day are telecommuting, and a lot of them are saying they may keep telecommuting at least certain days out of the week. So that's kind of a long answer. Shorter answer to your question is we don't quite know yet. We have to wait and see what demand is there. I do know that you missed that route and recognize that you're waiting for it to come back. I have your contact information, and we are keeping an eye on it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Glenn. And thank you, Kristen. Is there anyone else that wishes to make a question or make a comment or have a question?
Madam Chair, I do have a question in regards to opening up, and I think it comes back to the sale of tickets. Obviously, the city of Riverside sells RTA agency tickets to our members. We sell them at a discounted rate. But my question is, do our member cities also do the same, Director Rubio, or any of the staff members? And maybe we can encourage that to get broader sales, or make them more, have them more connected with the local jurisdiction.
in answer to your question, Director Melendez, the city of Riverside is the only city that currently buys tickets from us and retails them at a reduced cost through your public utilities department. Many of the other cities do sponsor RTA in different ways and have pass outlet centers within their cities. City of Temecula pays for a route that runs exclusively free fare for their residents in the city. So there are varying degrees of involvement by the various cities and jurisdictions, but specific to your question, Riverside is the only city that buys our passes and then retails them at a reduced rate.
Okay, perhaps some of the other cities may elect to do the same. I as part of our agreement with our employees, they also ride the bus for free. All of our city employees, should they want to do that. Thank you.
That particular component for the city director is being phased out this year. The city will not be renewing the employee pass agreement.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll double check on that. Thank you. Thank you, Director. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anyone else wanting to make a comment? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to approve this item?
So moved, Canyon Lake.
Moreno Valley, second.
Okay, we have a motion by Canyon Lake, a second by Moreno Valley. Are there any noes? Are there any abstentions? Hearing none, this item passes unanimously. Okay, now we will go on to board member comments. Are there any comments from group one?
Chair.
Yes, Bridget.
So as Jim had mentioned before, we do have all the board directors, we're hoping to do a challenge. And if you can ride a bus and preferably off peak, because we do have capacity restrictions. So if you can pick a bus route that maybe on Sunday where it's not as busy. And then if you do ride, take a picture, just a short video, and use the hashtag RTA back on board, because we do want to encourage to get our ridership back up. Thank you.
Thank you, Bridget. Anyone else from group one? Yes, Alonzo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't know if it's appropriate, but I would like to give a recognition to Kid White. I've been on the board for several years, and as far as I know, he hasn't missed any board meetings, and he's always been active. And people goes, people comes, but this man is always, like he said, this RTA is his second family. So I would like to give a certificate of recognition from RTA, if you don't mind.
Well, that will refer that to staff, but you certainly voiced what I'm sure all of us agree to, in that Mr. White is a very loyal RTA rider and fan. So Keith, if you're still on, kudos to you, and we sincerely appreciate all of your input as a rider, but also we appreciate your loyalty to RTA.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
anyone else? Anyone else from group one? Group two? Group three?
Moreno Valley, Chair.
Yes, David.
Yeah, two things. First thing, 4th of July celebration. Moreno Valley is going to have one this year.
Yay!
And we are working on it right now, but the location is going to change because of the COVID pandemic. We're moving to the celebration, the festival celebration, to the Civic Center by City Hall. And we'll be utilizing our new amphitheater this year also for our band stage and all that too. Next is two things on that one. On this one is asking the Cool Center bus that the RTA provides to the city yearly, and I'm requesting we can have that cool bus assigned to the festival this year, and we'll get a letter out to Mr. Rubio and staff for request, and also request to have a trolley in the parade to carry our T-Now members that every year that we do have, and there are several requests for that trolley, and I'm requesting that also for the celebration 4th of July. That's all I have. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Anyone else from Group 3? Okay, Group 4.
Chair Krupa?
Yes.
Karen Spiegel.
Hi.
Just so some of you know, the struggles that other organizations are facing. One is, I don't know if you've caught the articles, all the Cal State universities and the UC universities in California will be requiring vaccinations to return to campuses. A lot of controversy will be happening. So we have, outside of our own realm within the cities, we have these other issues to be dealing with. And this has been kind of an ongoing, as I tell everybody, there's no playbook, there's no handbook. It's been a difficult time. And which leads me into my second comment, and that is RTA has done a tremendous job during all this. I can't tell you how proud I am of this organization, of the team, the staff. I have been on Metrolink almost as long as RTA, and Larry has been here the entire time. We just had Stephanie Wiggins step down as the Metrolink CEO. She was number 2, 4, 6, or 7th CEO in the same amount of time that Larry's been here. Or actually, Larry's been longer than that, but since my involvement. So it tells you how solid this organization is by the leadership that Larry has. And I just wanted to share that just because I'm dealing with the Metrolink one and trying to find another CEO. And not that Stephanie was not good. She's actually going to be a benefit by going to LA Metro, because some of the biggest challenges that we have is that relationship between the Metrolink and the buses, which is a very critical relationship. And RTA has been a great partner with Metrolink. We've just had some challenges with LA Metro. So this may be a very positive thing, although we're going to have to go through the search again. But I just wanted to let everybody know is that don't take for granted all that Larry and his leadership have done for our organization. We are at a point that we have some long-term folks that are probably looking at retirement, particularly after we get done with this COVID. But we just want to thank you, each and every one of you that have been serving as the executive team with Larry and getting us through all this. And now that things are slowing down, just want you to know you're appreciated, and we just thank you.
Thank you, Karen. With that, we'll go on to announcements. And Larry, do you have any announcements for us?
Yeah, I'm feeling really old after that, Director Spiegel. Thank you.
You started when you were a baby, that's all.
I appreciate the kind words, and the staff here does a dynamite job. They've been doing it for a long time, and continuity and consistency means a lot, and this team's been together for quite a while. So again, thank you. Chair Krupa and members of the board, ridership, we've seen a slight increase, but we're still well below pre-pandemic levels. The increase brought on passenger capacity constraints on certain trips of certain routes. We're deploying extra buses, we call them sweepers, on those routes where we're experiencing those overloads. Keep in mind that capacity on our 40-foot buses is at 10 with 6-foot social distancing guidelines. This issue will correct when the social distancing restriction is lifted. At that point, 10 customers on board a bus that can seat 40 is going to make it seem really empty. But we will have capacity, hopefully by June 15th, when Governor Newsom modifies the tiered system and reopens the economy. Your board report shows ridership on our fixed route down 50% year over year. That's because now more than 1 year into the pandemic, as we look back, a year-over-year comparison is beginning to compare pandemic-era ridership to pandemic-era ridership. However, when we compare our current ridership to pre-pandemic levels, we're down 72%. So we are struggling, but we are working diligently to try and bring it up. And some of the programs that Kristen and Jim have put together, we believe are going to help immensely. And of course, when colleges and universities open up, we believe we're going to see a better increase in ridership. On to coronavirus testing, we discontinued the on-site testing several weeks ago. Our numbers have improved drastically. If you recall, December, we had 43 positive cases. In January, that was 29, February 2, and April to date, we're just at 1. Not just at 1, 1 is still serious, but the numbers are significantly down. To date, through the pandemic, we've had 115 employees test positive for coronavirus. 80% of those happened in 3 months. That was in July, December, and January. The other months were 1s, 2s, 3s. So it's been quite a journey, and we hope that we're through the worst of it at this point. I think everybody here, including the board, has done a tremendous job. Now it's just trying to control as we move forward, and hopefully people see the benefit in getting vaccinated, although not all agree with it. It does seem to be helping and getting the economy stable and hopefully reopen soon. Madam Chair, that concludes my announcements. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Larry. Okay, the next meeting for the Board of Directors is scheduled for Thursday, May 27th at 2 p.m. And with that, we will move into closed session. And Barbara, would you read the legal we need to go into closed session? You are muted. You're still muted. There you go.
Thank you, Chair Krupa. The board will now convene into closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 to discuss the collective bargaining agreement negotiations with the Amalgamated Transit Union, Local 1277, with the designated representative for RTA, Larry Rubio, and the designated representative for ATU is Arturo Aguilar.
Okay, and with that, we will be going into closed session. So anyone not on the board, we will ask you to disconnect.
Okay, I gotta get you added too. Just 1 second. I want to make sure. Looks like I didn't forget anybody. They're all in there. They're joining.
If you all have the join to the breakout room.
One second. Karis. You there? Almost there. So the only one I didn't have was, there we go. Oops.